68 funds stretch a little bit further.
Great.
So a little bit about us. We have been around for over 40 years now, and we have quite a team on the East Coast and the West Coast. And we really pride ourselves on being a turnkey solution for your parks projects. We have a huge employee list, 9 in-house CAD designers, 25 design consultants, 20 plus certified inspection CPSI inspectors, and 8 full-time customer service representatives to help you with all your needs. So building the Prop 68 projects, how we are going to be able to assist you is by saving you money with your plan and design of your projects. We also like to set up grand opening celebrations for the communities, and we provide NDS data for your parks. So with the Prop 68 funds, we've seen a lot of, what those applications have entailed. And this is just a quick list of everything that we can provide for those projects. We do a complete park renovation. We offer shaded picnics, shelters, fitness, challenge course, sports fields, anything that you can imagine in your parks project, we can assist you with that. One of our differentiators is that we work with Playcore, who is a big advocate of research-based play. And so what we do is we make each park design that qualifies a national demonstration site. And what that does for you, it offers your park goers an opportunity to log on and take questions about the park and the design and what they like and what they don't like. This data is then passed on to you and can be used for future grant applications, and for you to really justify your position with your city councils. So what we've seen so far with the NDS research that we've compiled just in California is that there's more visitors to the NDS park sites. They stay longer, and they're really excited about promoting the health of getting outside in these parks. So just to let you know that this is another facet of what we offer, and it's complimentary, and the data could be, something that you guys use for future grants. This is a photo of a park opening we did under the CPRS grant. We partnered with the CPRS, and for each park location, we did a huge celebration, ribbon cutting, popsicles, drinks for the kids. It was really fun, and this is really the reward that we get with helping you is getting to see the excitement in your communities. So one of the biggest ways to help you guys save money is to do these projects under the Omnia government purchasing program. And this is much like CMAS that you guys are probably a little bit more familiar with. Omnia previously was U.S. Communities. And how this can save you guys time and money is that it alleviates the need for you guys to put the project out to bid, because these have already been pre-vetted contracts, piggyback contracts. So you're saving a lot of time with having to put out bid docs in the solicitation process, but also you save money because you're already getting the lowest vetted price that's already been guaranteed by the contract. So the great thing about this differentiator from CMAS is that we can actually put the site work and the installation onto the product contract. So you're saving money not only on the products, but also in the general contracting fees. I'm going to turn this over to Leo to talk about Elon Park. This was one of his projects.
Thank you, Kelly, and welcome everybody on my behalf as well. I love talking about my projects. This slide shows a project we did in Menlo Park, Elon Park. And the reason I bring it up is I think it's a good example of our turnkey capabilities. The city put out a request for qualifications on companies that have the abilities to either partner or do in-house everything from the design, manufacture, and build a playground. So the bidders were evaluated on their ability to do this. We were fortunate enough to be awarded design and build for 3 projects, and this is the first one we finished up last year. Give you an example of how we partner and do these type of projects. We had to first of all hire a local arborist, which is required in the RFP, to take a look at. We had 70-year-old redwoods actually inside the playground, so they helped us maneuver around that and do the right protocol to make sure that we didn't damage any trees. On the big end, we hired a local landscape architect. Some of you might have heard of Gates and Associates, that's previously worked with the city, to collaborate with our design team and making sure that the whole environment was done properly, just not the playground. And then last, we hired the other third party partner was a playground inspector to inspect the playground after we were finished with our project. So our design team, the other kind of unique thing, and I think what the city saw is our ability to tie in several manufacturers. Of course, Game Time is our largest one, but we have other companies as well. So a vast amount of product. We actually use 3 companies inside the Playcore family, including the custom play division, shade, and surfacing. And then from the build standpoint, we subcontracted all the site work and installation through one of our local certified Game Time contractors. That's actually his 2nd generation installer, so very familiar with Game Time, Playcore, and our equipment. And last, we helped the city celebrate with the grand opening. Was very pleased. I mean, I think we had 200 or 300 people from the local community show up. So I think this is a good example of our basically what I want to do is our turnkey capabilities.
Do you want to talk a little bit about the inclusive play and how Menlo was inclusive?
Yeah. Their key aspect with this playground is it was a 15,000 square foot footprint. They thought this was their opportunity to do a designated playground for total inclusion, but they didn't want to do it in a much of a way we've seen them out there in the past, where it's just pretty much ramps and enclosures. They don't look inviting, and they actually, don't invite they're too driven around people and mobility devices, to be honest, and they don't address the whole community. So this slide actually shows you some good data. Whereas, out of 1,000 people, an average of 1 person may have a physical disability. And these are things that through our corporate partner, our corporate Playcore has educated all of us as playground designers and sales representatives that what really constitutes a inclusive playground. And I know in your communities, inclusive playgrounds are important. So that was the emphasis with Menlo Park. You saw some of the slides. It doesn't scream out that it's inclusive, but it truly is. We have whirls that are flush to the ground that you can take a mobility device straight onto. Of course, they're ramped, but they're ramped with play activities on the ramps themselves. We provided access all the way up to a 6-foot custom, we called Half Dome Climber. This park was themed around the Yosemite Park. And we had parallel play where we had track rides that One is has a high strapped-in system with a high back for children with special needs or older children, paralleling a disc seat that an able-bodied children can play with. So they play side by side.
Awesome.
Everybody doesn't have the ability to build a playground like that, but we can certainly incorporate a lot of these components in any playground. So that's where
Thanks,
this one's
Leo.
yours.
Yeah, so this was the Rivercat Stadium in Sacramento, California. And I like to show this slide because it really shows our capabilities of if you can dream it, we can build it. And the owners of the Rivercats really wanted something to highlight their playground area in their park and something unique to Sacramento. Much like the Coke bottle was unique to the Giants, they wanted kind of a symbol for their play area at the stadium. And so we worked together. I sent a photo of the bridge, which is seen in that bottom right slide behind the playground. You see the real bridge. Sent that to our custom Playworks department, and they came back with a rendering of the bridge that was spectacular. And the playground itself turned out amazing. This is one of those all-inclusive jobs where we did the spray pad, the surfacing, the playground, the installation, and the owners of the Rivercats can't be happier. And it's funny because now people, talk about, oh, have you been to the park at the Rivercats? Because it's the cool park now. And Leo, do you want to talk about Fremont?
Yeah, real simply, Fremont, I think, shows our ability to tie in our Playworks division, our custom division. Like Kelly said, if you can dream it, you can build it. That is our philosophy. Here, we are trying to tie into some significance with this area and this park. And there was a lot of press just before the construction of this project, maybe 6 months prior, that they found ice fossils of saber-toothed cats on the property. So we started right with that on a clean piece of paper and drew up a saber-toothed cat that would be the entranceway to this playground. And it really has become an iconic piece in this community. People remember it was tied to all the stories about the saber-toothed cat. And this is just one of hundreds of theme parks that we have done that just don't come up with a theme, but a theme that would tie to the community. It's either its history or some inspiration that would be tied back to the park. This one's mine also. So this one, I think, really goes back into how a city could utilize our National Demonstration Site program. This was a 2017 partnership with CPRS, where we provided CPRS and Playcorp provided a grant to the city. But they were looking at doing so. When we made our presentation, we didn't make it so much around product. We made it around our best practices and how you can incorporate those to really do a thoughtful design. Both the community and our community meetings and the Parks and Rec Commission bought off on it, and we ended up utilizing the grant and incorporating the play-on, which we can't go into all these programs, but that basically utilizes the 6 key elements of play. So I think the city at the end felt that they, had the assurances that this was well designed. And the last note I'd like to make is that they participate in the after program in our National Demonstration Site. This is before we had some of the technology that we have today, but they actually have people go out and make reports on activity that they have in the playground, reporting this back to us. We can feed this information back to their community and communities nationwide on just trends and how these programs actually work.
Hello, everyone. This is Chris Litvinchuk. I'm a representative for MRC on the Central Valley and Central Coast. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. I'm going to cover, start to kind of go into some of the overview of our products and the various lines that we carry and that we provide to folks like yourself. I know Kelly and Leo mentioned several of them already. We're going to kind of just do a brief overview of this. We talk about our commercial playgrounds, and Leo had mentioned Game Time is one of our main product lines that we offer. We have multiple different play systems within the commercial playground lines that we have for all different ages, from preschool to 2 to 5 to 5 to 12. Traditional designs, as well as some of these modern designs that you're seeing on your screen right now. And as Leo had mentioned too, we have inclusive designs so that your play structure and play system can include something for every child in the community. One thing you'll notice too on a lot of our stuff, you're going to notice our direct bolt technology, the way that our equipment is assembled here on this Game Time line. And Kelly will talk about some of the other product lines soon here as well. We can pretty much assist and help out with just about any size project and budgets of all sizes. So there's no job too small or too little. Everything is significant in our minds as we move forward and trying to help you out with these different products and different projects that you folks have. You can kind of see here, this is one of our modern city designs. It's kind of a unique modern look, different open sight lines, different levels of play, not your traditional looking construction. If you want to go ahead and tap through that, there you go. One of the other things I wanted to point out and mention too is that on our structures, a lot of them, most of our designs, we can integrate shade into your play systems. So you can see it right here on this particular design. We've kind of had the ability to use existing upright posts to add shade. Some people like having a little fabric shade as opposed to a plastic or metal roof, or if you're not interested in putting a massive shade structure over the top. Different flexibility that we have in our design. And one thing too you'll notice too as we go ahead and flip to the next couple slides here, the combination of kind of the traditional look with kind of the modern look, kind of a hybrid type of setup that we can kind of incorporate. So kind of getting that new flavor. Many folks may want the traditional looking one that you like and you feel comfortable with that, and you like the way that it offers different features. Things like this one right here has 0 decks, no decks. It's a very different modern looking type of feature. It's got a shadow play feature to go along with it as well. So a lot of neat, innovative opportunities that we have that we can incorporate different designs. Kelly, you want to go ahead and take on the Nordic?
Sure. This is one of our newer product lines, and this is through Lopset, who's been around for over 50 years. And this is a great solution for any of your clients or communities that are really conscious. So this is all made of sustainable woods that create a really natural play area look for your playgrounds. Now, another new line that we've offered or expanded is our net and rope offering. These are some really urban looking, modern designs, takes on some nets. And this is a new branch of Game Time that they've expanded to. And so we can offer the full offering. This is our newest GT Wave, and this is all-inclusive net. So the center piece you'll see there, that ramp, that is fully inclusive and leads to the slide on the other side. So this is a compact unit, but a really inclusive net. Everyone, has been offering nets saying that they're inclusive, but really, it's tough for somebody who can't use their legs to get up there. So this is a great solution for that. This is another product offered by Lopset, and they are really cool tower and cubes. One of the benefits of using a product like this is that it's pretty compact, and you'll see in this photo right here, down beneath the towers, that's where your safety surfacing is needed. So you're saving a lot of money not having to put port in place all over an entire play area because this is a compact vertical design. These windows can be customized. As you see here, you see some red panels, some clear panels, or you can even have the metal cage panels. So each of these towers has lots of play value inside. You'll notice this is a photograph looking down inside the tower. There's net climbers, there's bouncing balls, there's slides at the end. So really a lot of fun packed into a small footprint. And this is just going to go over some custom and theme products that we've highlighted. Adding in the shade over the project. This is more of the GFRC traditional, that eagle was the more GFRC traditional custom, but the next slide you'll see they wanted something out of the box and they wanted a whale theme. And so what we came up with was this very urban looking whale, but it also looks very artistic. So, you know, think about making your play areas a piece of art for the community, not just your normal post and platform. This is another outside the box theme of a clubhouse, or they wanted a tree house. And so, you know, we've all seen those you know, out of the box treehouse themes that a lot of the playground manufacturers offer. If you want something different, this is what we can do. We can kind of think outside the box and create more of a distinctive design that's special to you. So these are interactive play, and we are the only distributors of Yelp equipment on the West Coast. And what makes these products different are that they're very dynamic. And you'll see on the next slide that you can control everything from one website or also on your mobile device. And cities, schools can control the on and off times, the volume settings, the game selection, user statistics. So again, you're having data-driven, you know, opportunities to include that in future grants. But it also includes language settings. So, you know, if you have a highly, you know, intense Hmong community, you can always add that as one of the language settings on these play systems. This is the MEMO activity zone, and just to notice, this surfacing on here is comes with the actual unit itself. And the beauty of all of these products are that there's no fall height, so you don't need your typical safety surfacing, so that's going to save you a lot of money. And on the MEMO, this next slide, you'll see there's a master post and then 6 interactive posts around it. And so it's a pretty small footprint for how much play value you get. And on the next slide, it'll show you just an example of some of the games that they have. And these games, this is a very small sample of it. These games can be added and switched out every month on a rotating basis if you want to add that setting on your My Yelp page. Or you can go on and see which games have been the most popular, keep those and swap out maybe the ones that aren't getting as much playtime for something new. So it's really making all of these activities that we're going to show you through Yelp very dynamic. And the kids get bored with the typical post and platform. These, they'll go to the park and it'll always be something different. This is the SUTU wall, which maybe some of you have seen at CPRS. We had that a few years back and it was a hit. All the architects were loving playing with it. This game has little individual panels that are LED lit up. It works off the 3G internet service, which is also included in your product purchase, and it's steel construction, very easy to install. And some of the games that are included in this one are, you know, like a speed game where it'll tell you how fast you kicked the ball. You can do a time SUTU where you hit all the panels before the time runs out. So it really gets your heart rate going, and that's another benefit to the My Yelp. It shows how many calories have been burned with each day. So you'll see, like, if the SUTU wall was used 8 hours, it'll say how many calories that equaled. So just more data for you guys to have in your toolbox. This is the SONA arch, and again, this flooring can be customized to include a theme or to be different colors. It comes with the SONA, and you'll see on the next slide that the SONA is pretty simplistic. It has one button to control the games, and you just hit it again if you want to scroll through what games are available. There's a motion detection camera up at the top of the arch that reads the pixels of movement, and really you'll see that on the next slide, there's some fun games that this can incorporate. So the kids can do a freeze dance, and the kids can do like a code breaker where the SONA will say 4, 2, 6, 8, and the kids have to touch those numbers. And if they get it wrong, then the SONA says, try again. And it progressively gets harder each time they pass a level. So when I say dynamic, it's not just different games, it's also different levels of each game. This is the TORO court, and this is a nice solution to like redoing a tennis court. It's an interactive sports field where there's touch-sensitive panels and tons of different games that are included with this. The beauty of this one is that these 4 colors you see on the court can all be customized, or you can just do it yourself with painted, concrete or asphalt. And so you really are saving a lot of money on the surfacing here. Some of the games that are included in the MEMO, they have like red and green, where the goal colors will light up red and light up green and switch. And so the kids are constantly using their cognitive ability to determine, where do I go next? It's not just a static soccer field. It's way more interactive. It keeps the kids moving a lot more. The DJ FONO booth is a fun item that you might want to consider adding to a skate park or a community center. It works off 3G as well. This is one unit that just gets lifted in, concrete base, and it actually functions like a real DJ booth. The users can add their phone and put it onto the DJ interface you'll see up in the right-hand corner, and it electromagnetically takes the sound waves and creates music using the music on your phone. So it's very innovative. The downside to doing these Zoom meetings are that you can't really show videos, but what we're gonna do after this presentation is send you a link to this whole Digideck presentation that will have videos of each of these Yelp units, so you can really see how they function and how they're supposed to work, and it'll give you a little bit better of an explanation on how these can benefit your community. So we're going to send that to you in a separate email after this. I think Chris was going to talk about spray parks.
I think that was Leo who was going to.
Oh, okay.
My apologies.
No worries. Of course, spray parks are a big part of our product offering as well. We work with some large companies that Playcore has acquired, and a lot of times people think spray parks are a huge investment. Sometimes they can be as small as a 30-foot diameter, but they end up being like something like this. So you're not doing something with huge budgets. I think that's sometimes the misconception on play. Of course, the design on this is pretty limitless. We use materials that can be molded into all kinds of themes. And so this is something that's probably, we've expanded our product offering in the last 4 or 5 years, probably more than any other category. So we want you to keep in mind that we do spray parks. This shows one of our offerings for surfacing on spray parks. A lot of them have gone with colored concrete because they found out traditional rubberized surfacing doesn't do well with chlorine or just standing water. So we have a product called Light Floor that are actual tiles. You can see the configuration here. This product is just off the charts cool. It's made for barefoot play, of course, but we found it the best solution. It's a closed cell foam product, so it doesn't absorb water. So you don't have any molding that goes on. We can do fun designs with half squares or the octagon shapes. I'm working on 2 projects right now that I can't wait to finish so it's a fairly new product line for us, but we think it's going to be very, very successful on the aquatic side of our business. Do you want me to stay on servicing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Of course, we have traditional servicing for playgrounds. Everything from in this slide showing interlocking tiles. We work with a couple different companies that have taken tiles to the next generation. Tiles have a bad reputation because rubber tends to shrink and expand, and all the seams will open up. But we have installation protocol and the way we make the tiles to eliminate any shrinking and expanding. Of course, pour in place probably still represents the largest sector of our business in terms of synthetic surfacing. And this is a new concept. Basically, pour in place comes in 2 pours. One is the base layer made out of recycled tires, and then a virgin rubber cap. But for some reason, the industry has adopted the cap as being anywhere from 3/8 to a 1/2 inch at the max. We've come up with a 5.5 inch EPDM top layer. And if any of you guys have poured in place, you know the issue with it is it's spongy, and that 1/2 inch EPDM, as it keeps getting pushed down at the end of a slide or under a swing, and with the UV rays and it drying out, it's eventually going to crack, and then you've got repair issues. We found by going from a 1/2 inch to 3 times that, 1.5 inch, that we are getting a much more durable product that will stretch your lifespan from 5 years to past 10 years. Oops. Hold on. And this is an example of a pour-in-place system that we can take and do design works. That's one thing nice about the poured versus tiles or synthetic turf, is that we can get really, really fun with the designs. Here's another tile example with going right over the top of existing, looks like asphalt here, where we have beveled edges. And so there's very little site work there. We scarify the subsurface, and so we have a good adhesion to the tile. Put the tiles down the beveled edge, making it accessible by ADA standards. This is a project of mine in a school, actually, in Campbell, where we utilized synthetic turf. Synthetic turf is probably one of our fastest growing parts of our surfacing side of the business. This one, if you look at those 2 red slides, you'll see black squares. The downside of synthetic turf, like a lot of other surfacing, is that it'll wear out in high wear areas. Synthetic turf is, it's of course plastic, and it's going to wear out. So what we did here is that we inlaid rubber tiles in the high wear areas. So you get that look and feel of the nice grass, but when you don't have to worry about 5 or 6 years coming back and having to cut out grass and inlaying grass in the high wear areas. This has been a very, very successful product. I've probably put in over $3 million worth of this in the last 5 years. And we're into probably our 4th year and still getting really, really good reports back. I think Chris is going to do a site for us.
Yes, thanks, Leo. Yes, site furnishings and different site amenities. We represent several different product lines and different products involved in that. And you can see right here things like bike racks for urban areas. We've got a variety of different picnic tables and tables, as well as benches to go along with it, stuff that looks more nature themed like, other stuff that looks more metal, urban, artistic like. So there's a lot of different options when it comes to that. Trash receptacles, recycling receptacles, so many different options here. Here's kind of a unique bench, a wood bench here, very artistic, different look. If you're not into the metal, you want to go with more of a treated wood and something with more artistic lines, a variety of different types of steel and powder coatings that we go along with it. Non-traditional seating that you see right here in a patio area, or maybe a community center that you might be able to put that there. Once again, more artistic, higher end receptacles and bench seating. And then in addition to that, we also offer a variety of different archways and signage. And when that comes to different types of entrances, a lot of times a zoo or a park entrance, this would be ideal for it. We can customize it using a particular type of font that you want to use. We can incorporate your city logo, city insignia. In this instance, we can do a custom name of the park. It's a really nice entrance feature. It really captivates everything that's going on with that project. So that's a really nice tie-in. We have custom capabilities, and it just is a really nice feature to have, and it will be there for as long as that park is there. It's got a good lifespan. Additionally, other site kind of furnishings, or I should say site amenities and other additions to a play area, a park, are decorative custom metal art, decorative railings, decorative sculptures, ornamental features. You've got some railing here. That's a very specific one right there along the beach. So something that's not as just traditional as your normal wood fence or an iron rod fence. This is unique. A zoo right here, kind of using the vines, kind of making it more outdoorsy. You got wall art at a zoo or an aquarium, but then you can also incorporate that into your park if you have a specific theme or something that's special to that area. Another picture here of ornamental art, kind of bringing bringing horticulture, bringing gardening, bringing kind of the outdoor landscaping in the form of art, and it really beautifies an area. If you're looking for something different, rather than just putting a bunch of benches and tables, this is a really unique feature when it comes to a nice little nest here for people to gather. But a variety of different options that you can put in to kind of add that artistic feature. We mentioned earlier, you saw in some of our play structures, we had shade that came into some of the play structures, but we also offer freestanding shelters, gazebos, trellises. You can even see here that's a band shell, amphitheater sheltering. So a variety of different things that you can put within your project at your particular new park for this Prop 68. A lot of you, we noticed on some of your plans, have this type of a feature or a bunch of different pavilions. You can see the variety of styles. We have so many different options to consider and for you to go with colors and designs. And in addition to this, it can be on certain things as far as rooftops or even as a bus shelter as well. Maybe there might be a bus stop right nearby that particular park, or maybe a metro rail nearby that park as well. So this might be a good way to tie certain things in. But there's so many different ways. It's not just the traditional big jumbo, traditional vanilla looking shelter. We have some really unique ways of complementing the landscaping and the design that the architect may see there. In addition to that, we also have a fabric shade, freestanding fabric shades, and you see these a lot of times at sports complexes. Here's at a tennis court, kind of in a seating area for fans to watch. You can see it a lot of times in parking lots and on pool decks, and it's just a great option if you're not interested in putting up a metal powder-coated structure. You want to have something that looks a little bit different, and being able to have the versatility of different fabric shade colors. And it's a really inexpensive way to provide shade and coverage for folks. Obviously in California we have a lot of great sunshiny days, and this is a valuable way to add in it. And sometimes this look may be something that's more appealing for a particular part of the project. We also do outdoor fitness and outdoor gym equipment. We have so many different varieties of individual outdoor gym equipment. So imagine taking an indoor gym and putting it to the outdoors. And you can see here's going to be a handful of slides with some diverse training equipment. And one thing to think about is that you're providing an outdoor gym and outdoor fitness experience to your community, and there's no gym fees, right? There's no gym fees. It's great for 13 years old and up, and it's something for when the entire family goes to the park, that the teenagers and the older adults and the grandparents have something else to do rather than just sit on the bench off to the side and watch their children or grandchildren play on the play equipment. So you can provide all kinds of circuit training. Kind of two of the most common things that we see with outdoor fitness equipment is what you see here. Some people call it a fitness cluster or a fitness zone, where you keep everything kind of in one little area for a circuit, or you can put stuff along a trail, a walking path that you have around the perimeter or that weaves in and out throughout your park, and people will strategically place fitness stations along this trail. So people can kind of get their cardio in. At the same time, they can peel off to the side, do the chest press, or maybe, knock out a few ab crunches. It just really ties in and gets that whole health and fitness component, and really ties in the rest of the community for that. Another great feature that we have offered here the last several years is our Thrive outdoor fitness system. And it's a compact functional fitness unit, and it's an all-in-one fitness center. And it's a small footprint, so that's really nice. You can see a couple of these here. These are some college campuses, but you can put this one like here that's in a park, this orange one, and you can get those that are 13 and up to participate on this. So it's like an outdoor universal gym all in one, kind of CrossFit-like or cross-training. Very great for functional fitness. And you can see that it can be offered in a variety of different colors. And it's a great way, once again, to help folks out. It's an outdoor setting, and right now indoor gyms are pretty much off limits. So this would be a fantastic addition to your park. In addition to Thrive, we've got our challenge course, and this is great because this involves pretty much the entire family can take part in this. So we do have a youth version and an adult version. And you can see that we've a couple of these photos are on school campuses, and I just recently did one for an elementary school. And it's a great option for different types of fitness. You can see here a father and daughter on the 40-yard dash. You can see a young man right here going through the ninja steps. And you can see there's a variety of different surfaces. You can use synthetic turf or poured-in-place rubber. You can use engineered wood fiber. But it's a great way for you to bring in the entire community and be able to participate in this challenge course. There's also a timing system that we have that has start and stop bollards that you can hit and challenge yourself to see how fast you can do through the course. I'm actually doing one right now in the city of Fresno at a park, and they're putting one in to revamp a park, and it's going to be a real neat thing for the community. Once again, it's another free fitness component that doesn't require a gym fee, but it's a really unique way of doing something different when it comes to fitness. And then lastly here, one thing I'm going to follow up on is we talked about the different types of surfaces, and Leo covered a lot of that. But there's also other alternatives that you can think about for flooring options on a variety of different courts, like tennis courts, basketball courts, and what's become so popular now is pickleball courts. So taking an old beat-up tennis court or an old beat-up handball court and having it rehabilitated and using sport court tiles that are weather resistant. They're very easy to install. They piece together, and we can even, use different colors to maximize whatever the theme is you're wanting to put in. You saw back on this basketball hoop, different parts of the basketball key as opposed to the rest of the court, or maybe there's a logo or something specific that you want to put down. But it's these plastic tiles that are a fantastic solution. They're very, very durable, and they go right over the top of that existing basketball court or tennis court right now, and it really livens it up. Our crew comes in, they make sure that surface below is correctly leveled and patched up and thorough to be able to receive this type of sport court that is we're using an adhesive to lock down onto itself and come together, and it's just a great alternative to really brighten up an area super quickly, and I guarantee you'll get people to want to utilize those courts even more. And I know pickleball, like I've seen in my public parks, has been a huge thing. So that may be something for you to keep in the back of your mind for future use when it comes to surfacing on courts.
Leo?
Yep. So really, we talked a lot. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we've talked a lot about product, but I'd like to circle back to, some of the non-product things that might be very, very important on a Prop 68 project that you have. Starting with, the team that we work with, project managers. Each of us sales reps in the field is assigned to a designated person that helps us design the playgrounds from concept all the way to the final product. We, of course, with the Playcore team, I think now there's 20 companies in it. On top of that, MRC represents probably another 20. So we have a vast amount of manufacturing and capabilities inside our group, not just Game Time and its group, but beyond that. We were the first major manufacturer to start in the Certified Installers Program. Like I mentioned, I worked with the guys' dads, and now I'm working with their sons. These are small specialty contractors that really know what they're doing in the field. I'm sure there might be some of you on the phone call that have worked with my guys in the past. So it's really your product, and the end result is only as good as it goes in. And we feel that we have a strong installation network. Our design specialists go beyond our project managers. We tap into our manufacturers that have all types of resources that they offer us, from videos to SketchUps. Everything from state-of-the-art design tools are available through our manufacturers, particular Game Time, including CAD, not just CAD, but CAD artists. These people really, really go beyond just a playground, but get into the artistic side of it as well. And then, of course, we're real proud about our field network that Kelly and Chris and I are involved in. We're very committed. Myself, I've been in the business for 35 years. It's the only thing I've done. Kelly's been around now for a while, and she's going to be a lifer. And Chris has been in the business as well. So whoever you end up with in Northern California, will have the expertise and be able to work with you at every level of your project. So the design process, of course, has steps. You guys all been through it, but I don't have to tell you that. First, you start with collaboration. You get your team together, find out who's going to be working on the project. You do a needs assessment. A lot of times that is internal as well, but sometimes the community even gets involved at that point. We're finding out that community input is a big aspect of the design process these days. So they come in either at the needs assessments or the preliminary design, which is the next step. We get that input from the community as you many of you already know. It makes your jobs easier. The end users are going to be happy. We, of course, have to go through a final design standpoint. Sometimes that require just taking a look at the equipment from the ASTM standards. Of course, all of our equipment meets CPSC and ASTM standards, but sometimes what all manufacturers are doing out there are pushing the envelope. And so there's a lot of custom equipment, custom mixed with standard equipment. So that final design really has to clear all of this out in terms of making sure that we have, a well-designed, but also meet all the safety requirements. Going through final approval, sometimes it's the rec commission or whatever agency that we're working with gets final approval. And then, of course, mobilizing has its own process, everything from coordinating delivery, where the equipment's going to be offloaded, where it's going to be stored, timelines for the site construction. Our guys all are very good at this. They're our partners. They take over. My contractors provide Gantt charts to show you when we're going to start every phase of the project. Larger ones, of course, have weekly meetings. Shorter ones, we just stay on the phone. But a lot of collaboration at the end because, again, like I said earlier, your project is only as good as the end result. So all of these phases and processes have to dovetail in, and what the MRC brings is that we've been around long enough, 40 years, that we've made a lot of mistakes and we've learned from them. We're not new in this whole process. Our young people learn from the ones that have been around longer, and we feel we'd be a great resource if you guys have a Prop 68 project that you want turnkey capabilities, all the design, a large $400 million company like Game Time behind you, with the parent company that invests in research and promote national demonstration sites, collaborate and work with your local state agencies. There's a lot of choices out there. We just wanted to give you a brief, not so brief, I guess, but what we can do for you, and just let you know we're all here to support you in any way we can.
Matt, are you going to show the Lumion video?
Yep. Yeah, I'll play right now. I'll just show a few seconds because it may not relay through the webinar well.
Yeah, so this is one of our capabilities that we offer as a free service, and basically it just allows us to show you what your final project will look like, and it gives you a good idea of our capabilities with this video, but it is a little glitchy. So just know that when you get the real Lumion video directly to you, it's a smooth movie set to music. And it's a really great way to kind of sell your project to your city councils or, the communities for final approval. Leo also mentioned Sketchfab. This is another pretty awesome tool that we can use and include in your design process for your park. And what this does is highlight all the amenities on your playground. You can zoom in if you pick a number and you want to see, well, what's that do? You can zoom in and see different aspects of the unit and highlight the call outs of why this is here. So you'll see here on number 3, it's the dual ladder, and this offers side-by-side play opportunity. So Sketchfab is a great way to show the intention of the design and the purpose for each piece that we've included in your project. So I would like to personally say thank you. I know we went a little bit long. If there's any questions, Matt, did you get any typed questions?
There is nothing in the chat. Maybe we'll give it another 15 seconds or so. Otherwise, we can. This presentation has been recorded, so I'm going to put it on YouTube for everybody to kind of go back to if you want to take a look at some of the products we ran over quickly.
Yes, and also, like I mentioned prior, we're going to send you guys all out a link to view this presentation at your own, time frame that will include the videos. So, please take a look at those, especially the Yelp ones, because it's hard to do those products justice with just still slides.
All right. Yeah, nothing has come through. So again, we're going to follow up in the next hour or so with another email with everything that Kelly mentioned. I'm also going to send a quick form out if anyone would like a one-on-one appointment, or we could do another webinar with one of your sales reps. They're more than happy to get on one of these on a one-on-one basis.
Definitely. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everyone.